One thing I've seen a lot is that potentially good guys who supposedly should be a good catch, whether they're handsome, attractive, someone successful, they get rejected a lot. They're not capable of getting girls and they're plain lonely. And it's not because they're the nice guys and they should be like the bad guys. None of these red pill crap. What I'm about to tell you is something that's quite different that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about. So make sure you watch this one because maybe you've experienced this yourself, that someone random gets to know you and they throw the classic line of, oh, I don't understand, how can you be single? Or the other one, which is, I'm sure you get a lot of girls. But deep down, when you hear that stuff, you're like, no, I don't, right? So this is what this video is about. Now, this is something that I call potential mismatch. And the best way to explain it to you is to give you a very explicit example, okay? So we're gonna have Jimmy here, and Jimmy is an average guy, and he has saved up 20K, okay? He has 20K in the bank. He doesn't have a lot of aspirations. He just has a normal job. He's happy with the things that he's doing. Just lives a very normal, average life. And because of that, he thinks like he's balling. You know, he's very happy, 20K saved up, decent place, you know, just a normal car, maybe a little bit cool of a car, but that's it, you know, nothing super special. But he's really, really happy with this whole package that he has. Maybe he even feels like a king, you know. Then on the other hand, we have Anton. And Anton is a guy who is not that happy with his life, even though he has 500K on his bank account. He has saved up 500K. He maybe even lives in a nicer place than Jimmy. Maybe he even has a nicer car. But the thing is that Anton has really high standards. And he hangs out with some of his friends who maybe they're making like 5 million a year or even 50 million a year, you know? He has some friends who have like 9-figure net worths, worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And then he looks at himself and he's like, man, this sucks, right? And one thing about Anton is that he realizes he could be doing way more with his life. Even though he is at 500K, he knows that, man, if I was able to scale my current business or I was able to focus more, you know, maybe he made the money in the past, now he's going through a rough patch and he has to start all over again. But he just knows that he has a lot of potential, he can do way better, but he's not happy yet with the things that he has and what he has achieved. Now, the thing is that when Jimmy, if I remember his name correctly, and Anton, they go out and maybe they go and they want to meet girls and they go to a club, Jimmy is very happy and he's a very confident guy because he has all of these things that he's very proud of. Meanwhile, Anton, even though he's more successful than Jimmy, he feels like crap about himself. And the thing is that when they go and they meet people, and this is actually how social dynamics work, the way people perceive you are the way you perceive yourself, which dictates how you present yourself and how you behave. Your behavior is just a representation of your inner world and also how you perceive reality outside of your inner self. And the thing is that when they meet women, that is how they assess how good or how bad Jimmy or Anton are doing, because that's the only clues that they have, their own behavior. It's not like they're walking around with a necklace or something that says, I have $548,716 in my bank account, right? Now, you can make the argument that, well, maybe Anton has a nicer car, nicer clothes, and all of that. But I'm sure you can think of many examples of guys who don't have those things, and they can still pull way more girls than any other guy. And it is because of this phenomenon that I'm talking about, that people gauge you based on how you gauge yourself, because it represents how you feel about your own life. And someone who is not happy about how their own life is going is probably because things are not going that well. But as you see, that is not exactly true, right? Because Anton is actually doing better, even though he doesn't feel like it. Now, once we understand this, there's two different approaches that we can take. What most people would tell you is that, yeah, you just have to boost your confidence. You have to believe in yourself, or maybe even the classic fake it till you make it. That is one approach, and it can definitely work. But the one that I want to propose is something else, because this whole phenomenon that I just described is what I refer to as potential mismatch. We all have different potentials, and we deep down know all the things that we could be doing with our lives. And Anton, for example, if this is his bar of potential, right now maybe he's here at 500K, right? But in fact, Anton has potential to maybe be doing, I don't know, 50 million a year. Who knows? Maybe Anton is really freaking smart and he could be making a lot. And not just that, you know, it's not just all about money, maybe with his physique. Maybe Anton even has a six-pack and all of that stuff, but he could be even more ripped, he could be bigger, all of those things, you know? So you have multiple bars of potential in different areas in your life. And even though on an absolute scale, Anton is doing better than Jimmy here, because if you looked at Jimmy, his bar with money, for example, maybe he's at 20K, And his maximum potential, I don't know, maybe it's like 40K or 30K. So he's like pretty maxed out. And that's why he feels so happy, because of the aspirations that he has, how he views the world, himself, and all of that. He's really happy. And that shows off through the way he behaves. So what I believe, and this is my personal take, is that what you should be doing, it is not to reduce your standards right here and try to chop this part at the top so that you can be happier within your relative scale of what you can achieve, right? Because I think like this whole thing of fake it till you make it, just believe in yourself, I think in a way this is what it's doing. It's just capping and neutralizing those deep aspirations that you have deep within yourself, like that inner part of you who's telling you like, man, you should go do it, you're not doing it, you should be doing more. And I think if you try to kill that, that's basically what you're doing, just so that you can momentarily feel like Jimmy right here. But I think what you should do is just focus on this, because if this is happening, it's because you're not aligned with your true nature, you're repressing something within yourself, and you should go and fulfill those high standards that you have for yourself and your own life. You need to go and become what you know you can become. Now, am I saying that when you do that, you should not be dating at all, and forget about women and all of that? No, if it happens naturally. All I'm saying is that probably it should not be a big chunk of you should not be investing a big chunk of your time into this. So again, as always, I'm a broken record. Don't be so black and white. Doesn't mean that you should not be dating at all. It's just like probably it's not a focus right now, because the things that you truly care about are leveling up your own life. Because otherwise, something that you might realize is that even if you're in this situation right here and you still get a girl, you realize like Anton here is still thinking about all of these, which is like, this truly means that his soul is telling him like, no, this is your priority. Self-improvement right now is the thing that you should be doing. Now, something interesting that might happen is that this phenomenon happens a lot of times when you're actually not pursuing things that you know you should be pursuing, or not as hard. And something interesting is that if Anton right here, for example, say like he's not happy with his body, even though he's more jacked and ripped than Jimmy. So let's say that like within his relative scale, he's a 5 out of 10, even though he has a six-pack and all of that stuff, but he wants even more. What's interesting is that if he starts to behave in a way that's conducive to him leveling up his body and getting to maybe like a 8 out of 10 or 9 out of 10, whatever it is, before he gets the results, he's gonna start to feel happier, more confident, more content with himself, which is going to show up through his behavior, which will allow him to be more persuasive, more engaging, and people will be able to pick up on that, and they will be able to enjoy Anton's presence way, way more, right? Because in a way, if you cannot be happy with yourself, other people cannot be happy with you. There's exceptions to the rule, but generally that's how it works. If you're disgusted by yourself, well, imagine how disgusted other people will be of you as well. So focus on the actions, like working on your business, and even before you start making the money, your spirit will lift up and people will pick up on that. So go focus on your true potential. Now, there's other reasons as to why handsome guys get rejected. There's actually a lot of reasons. I might make more videos about this in the future, but I just wanted to give you this one, which is a different framework that I haven't seen that many people talk about, which I think is very, very important. So if you want to hear the other ones that I'll mention, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss them. And that's it for this video. Follow me on Instagram, send me a DM. I'm getting to know some of you guys. And also let me know what you think of the content. Let me know what videos you like, what videos you don't like. Let me know what kind of things you would like to see. I would love to hear that. And what's your background also? I want to get to know you. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave me a like, leave me a comment, and that's it. And hopefully I will see you on the next video. Take care. Peace.